Stephanie Dobson is back with us once again. Stephanie is a familiar face to our viewers. She is a lawyer, mediator, and online educator with Henke Divorce Law and Mediation offices in Lloydminster and Edmonton. Stephanie, thanks so much for joining us again this week.
Yeah, thanks again for having me as usual, Stacey.
January is International Divorce Month, and we spoke a little bit about this last week. So we're going to continue the conversation this week. Stephanie, what are we focusing on today?
So we're going to focus, another word for January is International Child-Centered Divorce Month. And so this really speaks to my heart because, you know, we really always, whenever I work with families, and most divorce professionals work with families, we always want to talk about how do we keep the focus on the children and make sure that they're at the center rather than in the middle of a separation or divorce. So I really like talking about this child-centered divorce month as opposed to just International Divorce Month.
Well, let's get right into it, Stephanie. So what does that mean when you use the term child-centered?
Well, a child-centered divorce is an approach that places the well-being of the children at the forefront of the dissolution process. So as I said, in the center as opposed to in the middle. This approach acknowledges that children can be deeply affected by their parents' separation, and we want to minimize the impact of divorce on their physical and emotional health. A child-centered divorce recognizes that children need love, stability, and reassurance during these challenging times to provide a supportive environment for them as they go forward in this tumultuous world that they don't really know what's going to happen.
So what are some of those strategies when going through this process, Stephanie?
Well, when preparing for today's child-centered divorce episode, I came up with 5 strategies. So we'll go through those now. So the first strategy is open communication. So that is essential between parents. And if parents can provide an open communication between themselves, as well as an open and honest dialogue between them and their children, that helps to allow children to express their feelings, emotions, and questions about the divorce, and reassuring the kids that they can talk about anything that they need to with respect to the divorce. So number 2, co-parenting cooperation. So co-parenting, of course, plays a crucial role in any separation or divorce. And the more that parents can work together to create a supportive and consistent environment for their children, despite the challenges that they may be facing, can be really helpful. So we've talked in previous episodes about developing a co-parenting plan. So that would encompass things like visitation schedules, communication guidelines, and decision-making responsibilities to make sure that the well-being of the children is taken care of. So number 3, emotional support. Children, of course, experience a wide range of emotions, and we want to encourage them to express those emotions. Sometimes we need to help them with professional assistance. Number 4, stability and routine. So last week we talked about that a little bit as you're starting to embark on your separation. So we want to try to create a good routine that provides them with a consistent living environment, school schedule, keep on going with their extracurricular activities to help the children feel grounded and secure during this transition. And number 5 is empowerment through involvement. So involving kids in age-appropriate discussions can empower them and help them to feel a sense of control during this tumultuous time. Encouraging kids to share their input on certain decisions is great. Their new living space, their extracurricular activities, because we know that there are so many decisions that the kids don't have any input on.
Stephanie, what are some of the benefits of child-centered separation and divorce?
Well, I think that the word child-centered divorce really speaks for itself, but some of the benefits are really numerous. So by prioritizing the well-being of children, parents can foster resilience, emotional intelligence, and a sense of security in their children as they navigate the changes brought about by the divorce. And this does lay a foundation for healthy co-parenting, for healthy children as you go ahead, and can really minimize the long-term emotional and psychological impact of separation and divorce on the children.
All right, Stephanie. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate the information. And just one more time, if people are looking for a way to find you and track you down, and we've talked about the platform that you have for online learning,
Yep.
where can they find this all in one place?
Yeah, so if you go to Henka Divorce, HENKA divorce.ca, you'll find both information on our services as well as information on our e-learning platform, which if you want to go to it directly, it's called upanotchlearning.com, or call our office at 780-875-2234.
All right. Thanks so much for joining us again this week, Stephanie.
Yeah, thanks, Stacey.